Hi guys, I'm Dr. Whitney Bowe and welcome to part 2 of my 3-part video series about your microbiome and why your body's healthy bugs are, or should be, your best friends. Now in my first video, I covered what your microbiome is, how it works to keep you healthy. In this video, we focus on how you should actually take care of your mighty warrior bugs through dietary changes. In other words, I'm going to share all the details you need to reboot your gut for gorgeous skin from the inside out. Maintaining a clear, luminous complexion means nourishing and protecting your gut's microbiome to control troublemaking inflammation. Now, how can you do this? Sleep, exercise, Zen, yes, they all play a role, which I promise I'll get to soon, but the fastest way to reboot your gut is to tweak your diet, namely by limiting foods which cause inflammation and adding anti-inflammatory, fiber-filled, low glycemic options. Now, don't worry, I'll explain what all that means. Now, with these modifications alone, your gut flora, the good bugs living in your gut, can begin to change in as little as 3 days, and you start to see lasting, measurable changes within 2 weeks. Now, you can take action by starting to incorporate my Bowe Glow food rules into your daily routine, and then simply trust your gut to bring the beauty. Now, in my book, The Beauty of Dirty Skin, I discuss 5 rules for your healthiest skin. But in this video, I'm just going to focus on the 3 rules that specifically relate to your gut bugs. Rule number 1, go low glycemic index, whole and unprocessed. Farewell Cheez-Its, au revoir Oreos, within reason, it's all about balance. Performing a virtual exorcism on your beloved snack cabinet may sound extreme, but you'll soon see the light. The majority of these kinds of items, things found in family-sized bags and boxes in the center aisles of the grocery store, are processed foods. I always tell people shop the perimeter of the store. That's where all your fruits and veggies and nutritious foods are. But in the middle, that's where all your processed food is. Now, white breads and baked goods fall into this category too. They all contain refined carbohydrates and sugars, which have been scientifically linked to acne and premature aging, among other serious health conditions. Such fiber-deficient junk food, and it doesn't have to be dessert. When I say junk food, I kind of think anything that comes out of a package, quite honestly, stagnates digestion and disturbs gut bugs, precipitating leaky gut and giving rise to inflammation. Now, replace it with fresh, whole foods with a low or medium glycemic index. For example, steel-cut oats are actually really great for you, leafy greens, quinoa, sweet potatoes, especially if you boil them, asparagus, multigrain, sprouted bread. When it comes to bread, if you sort of make it go into a ball and you can just squeeze it into a tight little ball, that's not really a good sign. If when you try to put it into a ball, it ends up crumbling, that's a good sign because you're actually seeing those grains in that bread. Wild brown rice, basmati rice, those are all Bowe Glow approved. Check out my videos on glycation and glycemic index because I discuss all of this in depth. Okay, rule number 2, be choosy with dairy. Now, I often discuss how the milk proteins whey and casein can mess with insulin levels and unleash major systemic inflammation. But when it comes to your microbiome, other forms of dairy are actually good for you. Most yogurts and cheeses are safe, and many contain probiotics or live bacteria that bolster the microbiome and curb inflammation. Rule number 3, eat your pre and probiotics. So probiotics, like I just said in the yogurt, they're the health-promoting bacteria. They're alive. They're found in fermented foods and beverages, things like Greek yogurt, kimchi, kefir, sauerkraut, pickles, kombucha, which I sip all day long, certain cheeses, including Monterey Jack, Swiss, and Parmesan. Now, when you eat these, they preserve the gut lining, they balance the body's pH, they regulate immunity, they even can act as natural antibiotics, they control inflammation, and they do so much more. And, it's always best to consume your probiotics through wholly natural sources because they're the most easily accepted by the gut this way. They're more bioavailable, if you will. They're more easily absorbed, so they can start getting to work right away. However, most of my patients ultimately also go on a supplement as well because it's just hard to get the right amount of probiotics from diet alone. Okay, so that's probiotics, the live bacteria, but you also want to eat your prebiotics. So prebiotics are essentially fuel or food for your gut bugs. Now, incorporating them into your diet is yet another way to grow and diversify your microbiome. The best sources of prebiotics are things like dandelion greens, chicory root, garlic, which I love, leek, onion, and asparagus, ideally raw asparagus. They all contain a form of insoluble or non-digestible fiber that gut microbes gobble up and just love. Now, I'm going to share a lot more about the specific topics, so stay tuned. So there you have it. How to reboot your gut for healthy, radiant skin. Of course, I have tons more details in my book, so be sure to order that and stay tuned for part 3 in this video series. Why bugs are your best friends, where I will cover topical probiotics. Now stay on top of all this cutting edge information on my website at drwhitneybowe.com. Until next time.